Yo, what is up guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. So former pound for pound king Roman Gonzalez made his return to the ring today. He had a stay busy fight against a low level opponent by the name of Diomel Diocos. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but he had a record of 14 wins, 5 defeats and 3 draws. So he was a low level opponent, and this was essentially a tune-up fight. Of course, Roman Gonzalez hasn't fought all year. Last time he fought was September 2018, so he's been out of the ring for a long time. This was just kind of a comeback fight, I guess. Roman Gonzalez, as we expect, he made short work of his opponents. He ended it in 2 rounds, and he was in charge throughout. In the first round, it took Gonzalez a minute and a half to get going. Initially, his opponent Diocos was using lateral movement and he was throwing arm punches to try and keep Gonzalez at bay. And a few of these shots were getting through. He was tagging Gonzalez, but at the same time, Gonzalez was catching a lot on the gloves. And the ones that did get through really had no power on them anyway, so he wasn't in any risk. Gonzalez was just stalking in the first minute and a half. And after a minute and a half, Gonzalez found his range and started to let go of some really hurtful shots. About halfway through the first round, Gonzalez landed a left hook to the head, right hand to the head, left hook to the body combination, and that combination really put Diocos in his place, and essentially I think that sucked all of the ambition out of him. After that he realised he didn't really belong there because he felt the body shot in that combination. And after this combination, Gonzalez made it a point to go to the body. Like I say, he'd throw combinations and end it with a left hook to the body, or he'd just straight up throw the left hook to the body. That's what he was targeting. And despite Diocos starting the first round well, he ended it quite badly. He was shipping some heavy punishment already at the end of the first round. Roman Gonzalez picked up where he left off at the end of the first round in the second round. He was pushing Diocos back. Diocos was landing, like I say, flurries, arm punches, but he really couldn't keep Gonzalez off. Gonzalez was landing stinging right hands to the head, left hooks to the body. He was throwing some great combinations. He had Diocos against the ropes and landed a flurry of punches to the point where the referee actually gave a standing 8 count. So Diocos got a standing 8 count. He was quite badly hurt, and Gonzalez jumped on him again, threw some more combinations, and the referee stopped Diocos on his feet. And quite frankly, I think the referee made the right choice, because Diocos just didn't belong in the ring with Roman Gonzalez. I think if this was a bigger fight, people may have complained about the stoppage, but due to Diocos being such low level, I think it was best for his health that this fight got stopped when it did. And yeah, ultimately this fight was dominated by Roman Gonzalez. He really never had any trouble. It was a quick, brief workout. And on to the next one for Roman Gonzalez. Of course, Gonzalez, a multi-weight world champion. He's had 50 fights, he's 48 wins, 2 defeats, and he's fought the very best competition in the world. And here he is, trying to make one last run. And in and around his division, there are still some good fights out there for him. You know, at one point they was talking about Roman Gonzalez versus Cal Yafai. I think that's a really good fight for Roman Gonzalez, to be honest, because Cal Yafai, he's unbeaten, he's a world champion, and he is credible, but he's not the strongest world champion, so that could be the best route in regards to Roman Gonzalez regaining a world title. Try and get that Cal Yafai fight, because Cal Yafai right now is begging for a big fight. He's doing nothing in the UK, nobody knows who he is, he's kind of holding that belt hostage. So a fight between Roman Gonzalez and Cal Yafai makes sense in my opinion. However, there are other fights out there for him. Maybe a rematch with Juan Francisco Estrada. I wouldn't mind that fight even now. You've got fights out there with Kazuto Ioka. That'd do massive business in Japan because Roman Gonzalez is known in that part of the world. That'd be a massive fight down there and a hell of a fight to watch. And also you've got Donny Nietes still hanging around, still a really credible guy even at 37 years old. Nietes versus Gonzalez would be a great fight, to be honest. I'd love that fight. So There are fights out there for Roman Gonzalez. Yes, he's taken a couple of losses now, but only to one man, and arguably he won the first fight. So, listen, considering all what Gonzalez has done in his career, I wouldn't have any problem if he walks into a world title shot next, because given what he's done, I think he's earned it, to be quite honest. But there we go. Roman Gonzalez makes his ring return against a lower level opponents, but he gets the job done, and hopefully we see him in a big fight in 2020. And I wouldn't necessarily rule him out in any of these fights. I would make certain guys favourites over him, but, at the same time, he'd be competitive with all of these guys, and I would make him a favourite over Cal Yafai. So there we go. Share your thoughts below. Peace.